Hi guys, I'm gonna start a playlist. It's gonna be surrounding Krystexxa. This is a highly debated topic for a lot of people to have gout, and it's been searched on the internet quite a bit. There's a lot of information about it. Some of it is cryptic through like doctor speak, but also I was lucky enough to go through a national trial between 2019 and 2020, so I can tell you guys firsthand exactly what Krystexxa is all about. In this video, what we're going to talk about is just the basis of what is Krystexxa. I'm going to talk about the cost of it, the pros and cons of Krystexxa and Methotrexate, and also my specific experience in other videos. So, if you know anything about gout, there are certain drugs that come along with gout, medications with gout. So there is allopurinol and Uloric and Celebrex. Those three are basically pills to help either stop the production of uric acid or to flush out the uric acid from your body. The other set of pills that you would take is for actual gout attacks. And that would be like indomethacin, colchicine, naproxen sodium, steroids, and in some circumstance, maybe even a steroid shot or a corticosteroid shot. Those pills, you would go through your doctor, and basically what the goal is when you're going through a regimen with allopurinol or Uloric is, they'll regulate it. Your goal is to do blood work with your rheumatologist once a month to see if you need to regulate it, bring it up from 100 milligrams to like 200, 300, 400. Most of the time it only goes up to like 300, and then they would do like a 100 milligram on top of that. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because Krystexxa is a medication. It's considered like a last resort type of medication. You can only qualify for this through your insurance or through a national trial is if you went through years and years of regulating with like indomethacin, colchicine, allopurinol, Uloric, those kind of things. You have to go through years of regulation up and down. You have to have proof of that. Another qualification for taking Krystexxa is basically your Tophi deposits. I had a video made what is Tophi for your gout, so go ahead and watch that. But basically, if you have one or more Tophi in your body, you will qualify for taking Krystexxa. Krystexxa is one of the most expensive arthritis drugs out there. And if you get it, that means that you have chronic gout, and it's really uncontrollable, and you probably have massive amounts of Tophi. It can be administered in a couple ways. One way is through a pill form, which is highly not recommended, and I think is one of the hardest ways to actually get it, mainly because Krystexxa does have complications, and they want to make sure that because it is such an expensive drug, that you are underneath supervision. So because of those stipulations, the most, I would say, practical way of actually, getting the medication is through an IV infusion. For the IV drip, it's a 4-hour experience. So you're going to go in, you're going to take Benadryl, and you're going to take a steroid, and then you're going to get connected with an IV. That's going to be for an hour. And then after that hour is up, you'll go ahead and do the actual drip. That will take 2 hours. And then after that is up, you'll have 1 more hour. They'll disconnect the IV. Well, they'll still keep the IV part in your hand, but they'll disconnect the drip. And then basically, they're going to observe you for an hour, and they're probably going to take your blood work right after. So you're probably asking yourself, what exactly is Krystexxa? So we already went over, you can get it through pill form and through IV form. But what is it? So I consider it's the end-all to end-all medication. It's not a cure to gout at all. And once you take it, if it is effective for 6 months to a year, you still have to do your part in keeping up with a proper diet, medication, and to regulate everything with your doctor for it to be effective. But basically, in my opinion, from what I observed, it is like a combination of like the preventative, also mixed in with the actual, like indomethacin, colchicine kind of thing. So it's like a combination of those two type of medications that we talked about before. The goal of the medication is to eliminate the production of uric acid, flush it out of your system, and to dissolve tophi. When I tell you it's super powerful, it's super powerful. If your body will accept it, it will do its job at dissolving the tophi. And while this is going on in your body, you're going to feel amazing, amazing. But the first couple months, you may have 1 or 2 gout attacks, mainly because your body probably has never had a mass exodus of uric acid. One side effect to do the IV infusion, it's just like any other IV infusion, is that you might get an anaphylactic shock. So that's the reason why, no matter if you do the IV infusion or the pill, that they want you to be within proximity of a doctor or a nurse. So you want to take Benadryl when you're on the trial or when you're going in for your infusion. Definitely, that's like one of the biggest things. Other than that, there's other small pros and cons to it, and I'll go over that in a different video. These IV infusions are going to be, so you're going to be either going through this with your insurance or through the trial. If you do either or, it doesn't really matter because you still have to stick to a regimen. It's once every 2 weeks is when you'll get the infusion. And you can either do it every 6 months, for like 6 months straight, or a whole entire year. You can do even longer, but they don't have a trial for 18 months or longer. And from that, I know of. And also, insurance will stop you after 12 months. Insurance will mostly stop you after 12 months because really, it should be effective after either 6 months or 12 months. Really, 12 months is like the magic number. But after that, your body will still have like 0 uric acid for like the next 3 to 6 months. It's up to you after that to basically maintain a proper diet, drink tons of water, go through your medications and everything. But it's up to you to kind of, go through everything. During Krystexxa, you are not allowed to take allopurinol or Uloric or Celebrex. That is something that is not allowed, mainly because it will counteract what you have with your Krystexxa. Krystexxa, remember, is the drug that clears out and stops the production of uric acid, and it is like that's like allopurinol on crack. So if you got in this far, thank you guys so much. Leave me any questions in the comments below. I'll try to put down in the description some information on where you can find either more information about Krystexxa and also information about the national trial. I believe they still have those going on. It's within certain cities in America. So I was lucky enough, if you live in Spokane, Washington, Dr. Kenny is available, so tell him that Jacob sent you. They know about me. But thank you guys so much. I will go into more details about the costs, about pros and cons, and a couple more things about Krystexxa and my specific experience on the trial. So thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.